Hi, my name is Julie, and I was part of the multi-level marketing industry for 5 years. And I was part of two high control groups simultaneously for 5 years. One of those groups was Rank Makers, and I am speaking out against the group and the leader of the group, Ray Higdon. I was also part of the 100K Inner Circle group as well for a year. The reason why I'm making this video is to help other rank makers who are starting to question things that they see going on in the group, that they feel like they're alone. And there's a reason why I always say in my content, you're not alone, because you feel like you're alone. You feel like you're going crazy. You think that there must be something wrong with you for dare questioning anything that Ray says. And then there's the shame when you leave, and then you don't want to talk about it. You think, how could I have been so blind? How could I have been so stupid? So when I say you're not alone, all these feelings that you're feeling as you start to wake up and exit wherever you're at on that journey, it took me 1.5 years of questioning before I was able to leave. Leaving a high control group takes time. And I'm going to just say it over and over again. You're not alone. There's more people speaking out, and you never have to speak out if you don't want to, but more and more people are. I also want to say that I'm doing this on StreamYard, something that I learned through the multi-level marketing industry and with rank makers was to fail forward. You might hear the expression, ignorance on fire. We were taught that. Just jump in, and that means you don't have to have any knowledge of how to prospect or how to market. Just go take incredible, massive action. And so I use this still. I jump into creating YouTube videos, and I don't know what I'm doing. So I purchased StreamYard so I could get this information out there, and I don't monetize my content. I'm doing this purely to get the information out there. And I applaud anybody who does monetize their content. This is where I'm coming from, and I'm speaking directly to rank makers who are leaving or who are starting to question. I also have to say that you got to trigger warnings for everything that you ever hear about rank makers. You never know what's going to come, but you can be sure there's a good chance it's going to have to do with body shaming, toxic diet culture, racism, misogyny, mental health, anything about mental health. You're going to feel, I mean, if you're human, you're probably going to be offended and be triggered. There is emotional abuse that continues to go on. I was scammed out of tens of thousands of dollars. Many of us were. Many of us feel really stupid about it. And there's a power in like walking into that shame and just facing it, because they don't expect you to talk about your experiences openly like this. They'll lob all kinds of things at you. These are a number of the things I've been called. Demon, hater, bully, toxic, venomous, vibrating at a low frequency, and most recently, manipulator. People that speak out, this is what happens when you speak out against a high control group. The reason why I feel also the need to speak out is because Ray now claims he's a prophet chosen by God. And that is an intermediary between the divine and other people. A prophet gets special instructions that you don't have access to. And people are believing him. People want to believe him, and they say, I really want to believe him. You can see it in comments. And they're getting manipulated, and he's doing the exact same thing that he did to all of us in rank makers. I was in for 5 years. I know all this shit. Well, a lot of us do. And I think it's important that everybody sees a woman publicly standing up against him, because that's important too. So please bear with me as I do this video. I'm going to be doing a reaction to a long video, and it's probably going to be in multiple parts because this is a long video. It's 2 hours. And he fucking loses his shit. And you're going to see, I'll post a reel here, which is weird. It's really reminiscent of Grant Cardone. It's the same style. And Grant Cardone was his coach. And that's another reason why I'm speaking out, are these elements of Scientology and principles of Scientology. I didn't sign up for this when I joined Rank Makers. There's deception, there's fraud, there's abuse, and there's exploitation. And people involved in rank makers are good people. They believe just as hard as I did. They don't even see it. You don't see it until you get out. And that's what makes it really hard to speak out as well. I don't want to show people's comments or faces or do a video reaction to them because I was that person. And they're being in Ray's sphere, it fucks with your mind. And so yeah, I guess that's what I have to say about that. So before I show you the reel, I just want to show you this video clip of Ray where he's using my image without my consent. Big surprise. He's also using my friend's image without her consent too, Michelle Culberson, who was the season 1 reality show winner of his reality show, him and his wife's Jessica Higdon. It's called Play to Win, where the abuse that occurred during that, which is still up on their YouTube channel. Most people can't even react to it because it's so shocking. But he's also using her image. So I remember when I went to, this image was taken from Rank Makers Live 2019. I did not give my consent for this to be used in his promotional material for his videos that he continues to make. I've noticed that some of his recent videos, they don't have this intro, but in a lot they do. This is the type of individual that you're dealing with, somebody that doesn't respect boundaries, someone that does whatever they want in order to get money. And I am going to, I'm going to expose this shit. Let's do it. And I hope if you're watching this and you're a new follower of Ray's and you think, I've been watching his videos every day since he's found God, and I just have so much respect for him. I had a lot of respect for him too. For 5 years, I respected this man. I looked up to him. I believed him. I watched daily live videos too. I'm 5 years out. I'm 5 years later, and you're just starting. He's doing the exact same things now that he did with us in Rank Makers. And I hope by commenting on this video, it's going to provide some different context from somebody who was actually a rank maker, and to give you like how we believe what he says and what he's doing now. And like I said, for fellow rank makers that are starting to question, or maybe you've left, just to feel like, oh yeah, that's right. I remember this happening. This is how I felt too. There's such a power in hearing other stories and sharing our stories too. So this is the first thing that I wanted to show you. In any high control group, there's going to be people who have different experiences. Some people can join a high control group and be like, I never had anything bad happen to me. That does not mean that abuse does not happen just because it didn't happen to you. It's happened to a lot of fucking people. Just look at the 100K inner circle coaches that no longer work for Ray. Some people are speaking out, some are not. Just look, why are they absent? Where did they go? And the ever-growing list of rank makers that are leaving. You're not stupid. You were targeted and you were taken advantage of and you were scammed. And you're a hard fucking worker. And you believe in good. And if you ever do speak out, I'll just tell you this, look the fuck out, because rank makers, we are a different breed. Okay, this is, I'll pause it when it shows my image that was used and maybe is continuing to be used without my consent, even from 1 month ago. Like,
today we're going to explore the art of network marketing recruiting.
There it is, right there. Why? So there I am on the side, right side of Ray or whatever. And then Michelle is on the other side of me. So this is on every fucking video. So I can see it's is this a passive aggressive dig? I don't fucking know. But this just shows is this operating out of integrity? Is this being congruent? I don't fucking know. Okay, that's my beef about that. So this is the video I'm going to do the reaction to. It's called the Reverse Top Earner Blueprint. And what I think is funny about this is that I made a video here on YouTube and I exposed their closing blueprint. And I think that this is what he's talking about. So this is the, I hope I can post this up afterwards. I'm looking on my phone right now at the closing blueprint that we were taught to use in rank makers and in inner circle coaching. And I kind of wonder if maybe because this has been exposed in a YouTube video and other people have talked about it and shared screenshots of it, that now he's trying to market it as the reverse top earner blueprint, which is always in the multi-level marketing industry. And with Ray, he just repackages the same trainings over and over again. He may change a word. It's always the same training. And I was one of the dummies that bought all these courses thinking that there was always going to be something new. And they would say it's updated. There might be a new piece of information in there for you. So I think that that's what this is about. It's going to be the reverse top earner blueprint. It's like the reverse pyramid. So let's watch it.
Hey, what is up? What's happening?
Trigger warning for every rank maker. I'm probably going to pause this a lot. This is going to probably be a super long video, but hearing that, like, I know a lot of us can't even look at his face. This is hard because there's like this knot in our stomachs because we've been had and we believed in what we believed so hard in our mission. The rank maker manifesto. The Rank Maker Manifesto. It's a different type of network marketer. They are modern, driven, and hungry. Role models, value, all this stuff. We believed. And then when you wake up from this, you realize you've been manipulated and you have manipulated others. It's a lot. It's a lot to deprogram from, and it's a lot to heal from. And just hearing this every day for like 5 years, I would tune in live, hopefully catching him live. We all did, because it's more powerful if you catch him live. Hey. This is triggering shit for rank makers.
All right. So I'm going to do some deep work with you here today. Share with you the combination of tactics and also belief systems, mindset, etc. on
of course
how to become a top earner in your network marketing company. And
he's a con man. You can't become a top earner in your network marketing company following his coaching. He has never coached once about talking about income disclosure statements from any network marketing company or compensation plans, like going into the actual statistics or doing a profit and loss statement. It's always quoting statistics from other industries like the real estate industry and distracting from the obviousness that you're in a pyramid scheme or in an illegitimate business model by saying there's something wrong with your mindset. So you cannot become a top earner in your network marketing company doing exactly what he says. It's fraud.
This is going to be a master class. You're going to learn exactly what you need to do, why you're not doing it.
You know what? I forgot this. That's okay. This is cool. It's kind of like a live. I'm going to pause that there, and I'm going to share with you this reel that I wanted to share with you. This reel is taken, it's like Grant Cardone-esque, this yellow and white writing, and it's like Ray's being really aggressive. You're going to see the aggressiveness. And why I want to show this to you is because he just posted this on January the 4th. So this is, I don't know, it's 8 weeks since he has found God or Jesus and is a prophet, and is saying how in his special group that you need to speak wholesome. Do not let any unwholesome talk come out of your mouths. Well, just remember that line. Do not let any unwholesome talk come out of your mouths. He posted this reel January 4th. He's reposted it. So this is clearly, he thinks this is good. It's going to attract people to his business. And he doesn't think this is unwholesome talk. This is another contradiction that is important for you to see. And like I said, these trigger warnings it's important for a reason. You see him fucking snap. Like he has that switch. And he knows how to use it. He knows how to manipulate people.
What percentage of sales do you guys close the very first time you reach out to someone? And he goes, it's right around 2%. So here are these unsullied, these Spartans, these gladiators, these Shaolin shadowboxers with a Wu-Tang sword style, and they don't.
How many adjectives Unfortunate pause. Shit, that's my first unfortunate pause. I'm going to back up because he loses his fucking shit right here. And this is typical for rank makers. We were used to this, and it creates like this emotional instability. You're like, it's this emotional instability, but it's also very exciting. Like you think like, oh, when you create that state in you, like you're watching this video, you're like, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to prospect people. I can do this. But it's very manipulative in a bad way. Like we think that's what's happening, but we're just scared of him. And we don't know when the fuck he's going to fly off the handle. And the training, it's just like, what are you saying? Why are you so angry? Why are you so upset? Why are you bringing Game of Thrones into this?
Boxers with the Wu-Tang sword style, and they don't close 88% of the people they initially reach out to. So why the hell do you think
Oh, strong words. Do not let any unwholesome talk. This was January 4th.
that you're better than that? It makes absolutely no sense. So if the hardest core closers on planet Earth, with an F, get 2% on their very first reach out, wouldn't it be kind of bodacious, maybe a little arrogant for you to think you'd get 1%? Do you hone your sales muscles every day? You probably don't. If they
Why are you so mad? Why is he so mad? See, when I was in Rank Makers, he never got this angry. There's been an escalation for sure. He would get jacked up, but then he would reel it back. And he would say that, like he would say, reel it back, like bring it in, reel it back. But this, it's really strange. So this reel is taken from this YouTube video that I'm going to react to. And I've never seen this technique. I don't know who is giving him advice about, the placing of the cameras, but he's like looking down. He's looking at so many different sources that you don't know what he's looking at. And he's just fucking mad. He's so mad. Why is he so mad? Like you could present this information in a way that is going to, like, it would be way more effective. It was way more effective when you had 16,000 people in your group in Rank Makers. Now it's dropped, and this is probably part of it. Like it's so angry. And the anger is so over the top that you can't even take in the message, If you're an ex-rank maker and you're watching this, let me know what you think, and feel free to leave your comments. This is a safe space for you.
have to reach out more than once, maybe you do too.
It's just angry. It's like you need to prospect people. You need to follow up. There's no need to lose your shit, But this is weird too, because he's like rebranding. He's been rebranding himself a lot in the past year. One was like mentor to, it was like mastering your mind. Oh, master of emotions. This is not mastering emotions. And now it's like performance based. It's very much with the alliteration, the performance based, the pipeline. No more posture though. If you're a rank maker, you're like, really? He stopped saying posture? Yeah, he's actually stopped saying posture. Although in this video, who knows? I don't know what's going to happen. But that reel was like just a small part of this video where he gets so aggressive. And as I was kind of like fast forwarding through, like just to see if I wanted to react to this video, I'm like, holy shit. Yeah, this is the one to do. So get a coffee, get your water, whatever. Let's go.
Every single granular step. Okay, so let me just kick off Instagram over here, over her. And I'm sitting right now. We'll see if I remain this way. I'm a little bit too excited. And so first, so feel free.
And I just have to say too, this is something he always coached us against, is to never look at yourself or to always look in the camera. And this is something I've seen, like he doesn't do that anymore. It's not as impactful. Like it's not as powerful. You look in the camera and you're talking as opposed to looking at yourself and saying, oh, or reading. I mean, you can read comments, but when you look at, he doesn't do this. And this is so strange to me, how he's all over the place. That's really changed a lot. And it's like looking to Instagram, looking here and looking there. It's just weird. He didn't do this when I was in Rank Makers.
If you want to help some of your teammates, feel free to share this because I'm going to go. I'm calling this the reverse top burner blueprint because it's a different way to teach. And I had this vision this morning.
Oh my God, he had a vision. It's a different way to teach. You know why? Because this closing blueprint has been exposed. That's why. It's a different way. So then he's using this new spiritual manipulation to justify anything he does. Any change, any pivot. He can now say, I was called to do it because he's a prophet. This is really interesting. Can you imagine? Like, imagine when we signed up for Rank Makers if he was doing this shit. That would have freaking made me wake up and get out right away. But man, called.
Two things
Please.
I'm always focused on is how do I, or at least lately, how do I have a closer relationship with God and how do I make a bigger impact?
Always with the impact.
Shown very clearly this whole idea, which,
So this new reverse blueprint is now divinely given to him by God. That means he could charge for it because it's by God. You should buy it. There's something wrong with you if you don't buy it because it was given to him to give to you. And because he is a prophet, he's an intermediary between the divine and you. That's how this is playing out. I see.
I'd never, thought to do it this way.
You didn't think until now, and then it was like, shit, I should have done this years ago. I can open up my own church, use Grant Cardone, Scientology, get tax exempt. You're rolling in the dough.
It's going to transform and help you understand a lot of stuff. And so I'm going to go from leadership to closing to follow up to prospecting. And then I'm going to break down the sabotages, the beliefs. So you're going to get a masterclass today. And this
is going to be a really good example of the mind fuckery we experienced in Rank Makers.
More, and you know what? Let me plug this in. The Wi-Fi isn't as strong.
He always did this shit. Every live video, he would always leave. And at Rank Makers Live 2019, I was going to ask this question. I'd be like, every live video, you always get up and leave. Is this a strategy?
It's better.
Every video.
Okay.
Why?
Let's see if that gets better.
I guess we'll never know.
It should. And so, and I'm doing it right now. So when is right now? And so this is free, right? I'm gonna break down. I'm gonna go through every single level. And
please get on with it.
The links. You're gonna see the links of sabotage. You're gonna see the reasons why. You're gonna know exactly where you're.
This is that NLP stuff. You're gonna see the links. Not everybody knows what's going to happen, but I'm gonna show you. And once you see it, you're not gonna be able to unsee it. You're going to. But he's doing that weird thing, like looking at Instagram or whatever. It's taking away from it. How like hypnotic this could actually be. But he's doing that NLP thing. You say things over and over and over again in multiple ways, and it just if you're outside of this, you're probably like, how could you ever believe this? This is so gross. It's so slimy. It's so obvious. But when you're in it, it's like, oh, you're already within the network marketing industry. So he doesn't need to convince you that the network marketing industry is a great thing. You already believe that. So you're already operating at like, you're fucked. I hope this makes sense. I'm gonna try not to pause it so much, but I think it's really helpful to talk about this stuff. We're already at 25 minutes in. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. This might be like a fucking epic 15-part video.
You're stumbling and where you need to improve on a energetic level, on a skill level. So you're going to get more out of this.
The vibrations.
Events you've attended, I'm telling you. And so you may want to share. Feel free to tag somebody.
No, you're not. But every video he says
first,
this.
As I have every day this past week, I do have. First, I want to show you what I do when I'm not on camera. Okay. And,
Here we go.
And then I'm going to share a story, my quick story of transformation.
Always with the story and the why.
Start off with this. So, all right, first of all,
No fucking way. Is he going to pray?
and this may be a practice that you decide to do.
The planting of the idea?
May be helpful. All right. So
This may be something you want to do.
God, anything attached to me, my mind, my body, my spirit, that is not of you, please remove it.
What the fuck?
Ask for anointing. Please remove anything that's attached to my body, my mind, my spirit
Anointing?
that is not of God.
What the fuck?
Ask it to leave in the name of Jesus Christ. We got work to do.
Oh my God.
Okay.
This is spiritual manipulation.
I had a
Wow.
major transformation. That's been
Here we go. This is what Rank Makers is now.
At least 3 years. Yesterday.
This is dark.
I'm going to give a shout out to 3 people. 3 people helped me with this transformation. God led me to these 3. They were all, now that I think about it, thank you. They were all brought to me. I actually didn't reach out to them. They brought.
So this is typical of the multi-level marketing industry, where you're always taught to tell your story before you give any value, as if that your story has value. It takes so much time and nobody cares. But then we all emulate this behavior because we think that's what we have to do. So this is why you see people in multi-level marketing do this kind of thing. And the thing of being trained by Ray and within Rank Makers is that we're taught to use our stories of abuse and trauma. The darker, the better. The more you can paint with words like how horrible you've experienced things, the better. Play to win contestants had their stories of abuse exploited to make money for the Higdon group. And we still think that there's nothing wrong with it. And there's still people that believe that they've been completely transformed by their experience. And they're oh so grateful to Ray. Meanwhile, he's got them to publicly talk about their trauma all over Facebook, and they've wrecked relationships with their family. But they make sure they always hashtag him, mention him on any stage they speak at. This is going to be a long video. It has to be. This information needs to get out there. So thanks for bearing with me here. This is what he's doing now. So he also taught us that if he were to ever do it again, that would be to go into a network marketing business. He would be vulnerable. He would take people on their journey. He would show up that he doesn't know what he's doing, but he's going to show up anyway. He's going to be flawed. I don't know how to interpret the Bible. This is how it's playing out. And I'm going to show up every day, and I'm going to help you, inspire you that you can do this too, because just look at me. I don't know anything, because that's what he will call duplicatable behavior. So, but this next level with spiritual manipulation is really gross. This is unethical.
But they came to me, and so I just want to give a shout out to Matt. I want to give a shout out to JR, and I'm going to give a shout out to Gabby. And so yesterday, for the past few years,
he loves to talk about himself.
When you go into areas you don't want to go into. Okay? And so let's go there. So the last few years, so many things in my life have been amazing and awesome and impressive and just growing. Better dad, better husband, better man, better head of the household, more connected. I got rid of a lot of pain in my body through a lot of help of God's angels and friends and healers, etc.
Fuck off.
But
what a fucking grifter. This is such a joke.
Higdon Group has had its worst years in a long time. It's had its lowest profit years. And
I wonder why that might be. Just curious what that might be about. Imagine going to an attendant event saying this is going to be the most amazing thing that you ever get and share it and tag it. And then this person just keeps talking about themselves. Oh my God. This is unfucking real to see this. As an ex-rank maker, how low can one person sink? This is the amount of maneuvering to get away from taking accountability for anything that he has done is mind-blowing.
A long time. We did our event about a month ago, and it was awesome. It was the best event we've ever done, no doubt. I mean, we rocked it. It was so good, but it was the lowest profit event we've had since 2012. We raised more money for charity than we made in profit.
Here's another piece of information is this raising of money for charity. I wonder if March of Dimes should be made aware of how they're being used by the Higdon group. I was used by one of the reality show contestants in Play to Win season 2 to go live on TikTok and to raise money for the March of Dimes. And because they could win this contest or something. And so I was still deep in, and I'm like, I'll do anything. Sure. That sounds great. So I did. I went live on TikTok. So this fucker used me through my friend for me then to exploit my followers going live on TikTok where people did contribute, but there was no special link to distinguish where this money was going. Was it going to this particular contestant or that contestant? Never mind that donating to a charity to win a contest is fucking wrong anyway. But he just claimed credit at the end of the day. He's like, look at me, how much money I've given to the March of Dimes. It's unreal on the other side of this, how much this man exploits people. He does not give a fuck about anything but just putting money in his bank account. And I bet you, and there's more and more people waking up. There's a lot of people waking up. The courses that they've taken, the coaching that they purchase, it's useless as tits on a bull. That's why people aren't buying it.
Now, part of that's good, part of that's not good, right? And so through the series of 3 conversations, because I asked God for help. I asked him, I said, man, I don't know what to do here. And so I asked God for help, and through 3 conversations, within 2 hours of asking for help had arrived and I got transformed. And so the reason energetically why my company hasn't been now, this
is the Joe Dispenza part with Joe Dispenza meets Jesus.
Right. God has provided. I mean, I literally have a $1 million income stream that came out of nowhere that I don't have to do anything for. It's incredible. It's not network marketing, it's separate. Investments have been amazing.
He's full of shit. You can tell this is his full of shit act.
A lot of people losing money in investments.
Any rank maker recognizes this.
Incredible.
It's been amazing. It's been so amazing. Everything is so amazing. It's just been skyrocketing. But I had to pray for help. Oh my God.
But the Higdon group, the business, it's like, what's going on, man? And so the reason is because once I entered this kind of spiritual walk, I didn't know where I fit. I didn't know what's my path. Am I supposed to keep
the big myth? This is just going to go on and on. Oh my God. How long has he been talking?
And because of that confusion, when there's confusion in leadership, there's uncertainty in the marketplace. And so
when there's confusion in leadership, there's uncertainty in the marketplace. What does that mean? No, that doesn't mean anything. If there's confusion in your leadership, that has jack shit to do with the marketplace. The marketplace tells you what they need. If they don't want to buy your ring lights because the little clamp keeps falling off, you just gaslight everybody that it's never happened to you because you've used it all these years. or people don't want to attend events. It has nothing to do with leadership. It's because people don't want to buy your thing. But this is all about him, right? Him, it's all about me. God has chosen me. I'm perfect. I'm amazing. I have, even though I'll say I'm not perfect and amazing, but I'll just like say it in these subtle ways to just imply that because I'm so humble and grateful and willing to be vulnerable, that you'll, you know, be enthralled with me, which we all were in Rank Makers. Fuck.
So you don't make what you could be making. Right. So even though you put out amazing training that's mind blowing for those, you know, that see it.
Really? Can you imagine? You know, when I was in Rank Makers, he always would ask people to do gratitude posts. And I remember outside of Rank Makers, when people would write like something positive about, I was helping people grow on TikTok. I never asked anybody to do that for me. People just did that naturally on their own. And it's really weird to hear him talk about himself. Like, if you create mind-blowing, like, even though it's mind-blowing, like, no, it's not. Ray, your training is not mind-blowing. It's culty, it's erroneous, and it's manipulative. And people are starting to see it. And hopefully one day you do too.
The marketplace energy just isn't going to, you know, connect with it on the level that it should.
That it should. It's the it's the marketplace's fault. He's like gaslighting the marketplace. The fucking ego on this guy. Like, was he always like this? I don't think he was. I think it's gotten worse. I fucking looked up to this man. I really did.
Different series of conversations. There's 3.
He helped me out. He helped me fucking grow.
That helped me understand exactly where I'm going.
On Facebook, not on TikTok. And my audience was other network marketers. So,
and that is that I'm going to bring more faith-based foundations into the network marketing space.
Here we go.
To improve levels that haven't been improved in the space. And so
the vague talk. This is important. So this is the direction he's going in. All right. Now we know. Faith-based into all. That's his angle. All right.
You're going to see me talk a lot about God, a lot about Jesus, a lot about different things. And doesn't mean I'm judging you if you don't agree with it. Doesn't mean that.
Anytime he says it doesn't mean I'm not, it doesn't mean I'm a prophet. It doesn't mean that you don't think this training is amazing. That is one of those manipulative techniques. I don't know whether it works or not, but I think it does when you're in his like world, because we all are like, yeah. Anytime he's saying that, he's meaning the opposite. So now, like on the outside of this, it's like, oh, there it is. It doesn't mean I'm not judging you. Yes, it does. You and your unwholesome talk, all these other things that you say, the contradictions, you lose your shit about people. Oh my God. Demon hater. Like, really? Really? This is what happens, right? This is what happens when you stand up. This is what happens when you speak out. And this behavior is predictable. And there's more and more rank makers exit and start speaking out, whether that's in the form of a comment or comments are content. I believe that. Or you're making a video or a TikTok, whatever. Shit's coming out.
You know, I think I'm better than you or anything like that. I'm just doing what I'm called to do, and it is what it is, and I trust in.
And do you think that goes the other way? It's like, I'm being called to do what I do. No, Julie, not you. Only I am. It only goes one way. His way. Your way is wrong because he's got God on his side. This is fucking weird. This is happening and it's 2023.
The Father, I trust that, you know, I'm going to be impacting more people. And I've now seen it, and I've had other people tell me this, prophets tell me this, that I'll be impacting world leaders, that I'll be helping,
See, this is what I'm afraid of. There's so many similarities that me and other rank makers have noticed between Nexium and Keith Raniere. It's staggering. I'm fucking afraid for people. This is the same language. I'm going to be impacting world leaders. Here we go. This story has already been written. And people are already believing him. You know, I know I'm like, I can't believe it, but I did. I wasn't in with this religious thing, but I was in with the multi-level marketing thing. Who knows? Maybe if I hadn't woke up, I would be defending him too right now, you know? But this is the shit that scares me. This is the shit where I'm like Jonestown. This is where it's heading. This is...
Anyway, I won't go too far on that. But,
And just like Keith Raniere, another similarity, it was like he laid out exactly what he was going to do, and then he did it. And he's done this all throughout training with rank makers. He said what he was doing, and then we all fell for it, you know? This is a dangerous person.
very, very grateful. And you know, one of the things that I did, and know that, you know, as I learn more, because I'm new to this, okay? I'm new to this, right? As I learn more, I'm going to give you my best, give you my all to help you and help the coaches I work with, help the clients I work with, etc. Know that I may not always get it complete. Because just yesterday I taught how to pray, and I've already had a major upgrade around that, and which I'll talk about, not on this one, but I'll talk about later. And so know that it may not always be complete because my learning is not complete.
This is the thing, is that a cult leader, a leader of a high control group, doesn't answer to anyone. Nobody gives him feedback. He gets no criticism, but now it's like, it's escalated now where he's only getting feedback from the divine. I had a major upgrade. I have like a mentor from like a priest or a pastor, but it's coming from God. So you can imagine how this reinforces the boundaries of the group. You don't get to question Ray. You don't get to give him feedback. He's like, he might not learn anything, but don't you dare tell him.
And there's a couple of you having internet issues, but unfortunately not all of you. And so, but know that as I'm being upgraded, I'm going to share with you. So I had a major upgrade. The first time I truly felt confident in my path in probably 3 years. And
God, he's so full of shit. He did this thing too, where he just like recently canceled Netflix. He fucking canceled Netflix in like 2020. He was like all in the soapbox. Oh, this show is like whatever. He was offended, and he just capitulated to popular opinion, whoever he was around that he wanted to impress. So, dude, like obviously resubscribed to Netflix. Because it was like just he got all like offended about recently and posted like, I canceled Netflix because it's like it's of the devil or something. It's like, fuck, here we go. So the same thing of like, I haven't been this confident in my path in probably 3 years. He's said this stuff over and over and over again. Another example, I just posted this on my stories yesterday. I shared it from my coach, Jen Ryla, who's a 100K Inner Circle coach. He was on Grant Cardone's 10X conference, Growth Con or whatever. And he had told us in Rank Makers that he was going to go on there and he's going to edify Grant. Again, using the word edification incorrectly. He means deification. And he told this story on the stage that he just lied. He told us this same story when we were in Rank Makers, and he just took it and he just plopped it and he made it as if it was all about Grant Cardone. So the story is that I was in personal foreclosure, $1 million in debt. I was living on my buddy's couch and going through a divorce. And I was also, my girlfriend had to pay my bills. And then I took my network marketing business seriously. And then I became the top income earner of my company. And then I decided I could serve at the highest, whatever, impact more people by becoming a coach. So when he goes to this Growth Con conference, he goes up there and he's like, just a few years ago, which is a lie, It's like, well, it's not really technically a lie. It's a lie. It was a long time ago. It was before he got into network marketing, or his 11th network marketing company that he joined in pre-launch. And that's why he got to the top. He never told us that part in Rank Makers either when I was in. He gets up on stage and he said, before Grant, I was $1 million in debt in personal foreclosure. I was living on my buddy's couch, but he didn't mention that his girlfriend was paying his bills. He missed out that detail, but that was another part of this whole story that he would say. And then I started working with Grant. It's like, that doesn't make any sense. It's a lie, first off. And he had to pay $100,000 to get 6 coaching sessions with Grant Cardone. You're not $1 million in debt in personal foreclosure and suddenly like conjure up $100,000, you know. It's painful to see this stuff now. I'm like, oh my God, I looked up to this guy. I really believed him, you know. And to see him scamming people like this, using this spiritual manipulation.
No shocker. 3 years ago is when the business started doing less and less and less and having less profits. Okay. And so I wanted to share that with you.
It's because you're a shitty business owner and you're not paying attention to your costs or your staff, and you treat them and you underpay people. If you pay them at all, you're not a good person to work for. You don't take any responsibility for anything. And people need to hear a woman say this publicly, because people have been too afraid for too long. And that's fucking wrong.
One of the things that I learned through those conversations is to literally, say that, hey, I'm not strong enough to figure everything out, and ask God for help. Say, hey, I'm turning this burden over to you, God.
This is him appearing vulnerable, wanting to show you that I am not afraid to ask for help, but not from anybody else. This only has to be God. Before, when we were in Rank Makers, this was more being vulnerable, like not like this, not like it's just like the only person that he can take advice from is God. This is different, but this is him being vulnerable. He thinks that this is really appealing to people, that they're going to really identify with him and like him because he is being so vulnerable. That's this strategy he's doing right here.
You're strong enough. I'm not strong enough to do this on my own. And my whole life I've been on my own. My whole life I felt like I was on my own. I was being guarded. I was being protected. I was being defended in ways I couldn't process. But I've always felt like I was alone. And so now walking with God, like it's going to be game on. We're going to change some people. And I know one of the areas.
Oh, you changed a lot of those play to win contestants too, which you have still not accepted responsibility for. And finding God isn't your reverse Uno card or whatever the fuck. This is deplorable. Shame on you.
Is that you need help with is making money. You need help with providing for your family. And so I'm going to break that down for you. And I'm going to break it down in a way you've never seen before.
I don't think so. I guarantee. No.
I know that a lot of the trainers in our space have been teaching the same thing for 30 years or whatever.
So have you.
You're going to see some stuff you've never seen before. And I want to. You're
going to see him lose his shit, and he's probably going to do the profit pipeline or pipeline fall back on position into profit. Fucking It's going to be that weird thing that he's got now. Projection. Fuck. It's going to come.
Thank God. I want to ask him, please have me speak in the words that are going to impact the most, that are going to help the people the most, that are going to impact them in the ways that they need to hear. And so here we go. All right. So I'm calling the.
It's what's really scary about this is how he can quell dissent now, because he's prayed twice to show that he is going to be given words by God. So any criticism now, any scrutiny, it is like the devil. This is fucking classic cult now. It was bad enough when I was in Rank Makers. This shit is next level. So he's done this twice to be like, all right, let's go. He set the stage. This is why it was hard enough to like ask a question or to point out contradictions before he did this spiritual manipulation stuff. Now look out.
This reverse. And by the way, if you're on Instagram, I'm going to be writing on this board. So it's probably going to be a little reverse for you. I'm on Facebook. And by the way, if you're excited about what I'm going to go in.
He's desperate to be trying, it would be so much more effective. I can't even believe he's doing this, to just stream onto one platform instead of all over the place, because he's diluting his message. If he just streamed on Facebook, Facebook is his stronghold. He should stick with Facebook. By doing this thing at the same time, doing two things, it's diluting it. But I mean, that's good. I don't want him to be capturing any more people. That's for sure.
Get into. Drop me a 1. Drop me a 1. I need some energy from you, or I would like. All right, how's that? I would like.
Drop me a 1. He always taught us not to do that too. It's weird that he's doing this now. Drop me a 1. I need some engagement. I'm so desperate for attention and to get anybody commenting on this, to get clients, paying clients to my company that drop me a 1. He used to even say, it's like, ask people questions, like, what's the temperature where you're at right now? Instead of this, drop me a 1, drop me a 2. Because then people are they want to talk about themselves. They want to engage. And that's going to be better at engagement and creating conversations and chat than this drop me a 1. It's so weird that he's not doing that. It's strange.
So drop me a 1 if you're excited on where I'm going to go with this training. It's going to be an in-depth training. Hopefully you got time to stay on. And that's already hot. I'm already Holy Spirit is lighting me up.
It's not the Holy Spirit. Why is it the Holy Spirit? I've been talking for 53 minutes. Holy fuck, I'm so sorry. But this needs to be said. It does.
And it's like cold in here too, at least temperature-wise.
It's a miracle.
All right.
Fuck.
Drop it in 1.
My coffee is warm. It's the Holy Spirit.
Feel free to share. Okay. And so I'm going to go from reverse because I was shown it's how you need to hear it. Because I can't explain exactly why, but I was shown this exact blueprint of what I'm about to do. And so
unbelievable.
So
this is so tacky.
Man, I need some more room.
I was shown this. I bet you it's going to be the same thing that's the closing blueprint.
Actually, it's better. So right about
oh my God.
Yeah, that'll work.
5 years? So, okay, 5 years I was in Rank Makers, and then I've been out for a year. He's done this same haphazard presentation style the entire time. It's so strange that he hasn't improved. But, I know that it's not that strange because he is uncoachable. He refuses to take advice from anyone except who he thinks is God. That's why he's like stagnant. That's what happens.
Okay. Yeah, that actually works. All right. So I'm going to start in the reverse. Okay.
Oh my God, the fucking whiteboard. This was how we were taught. If you write something behind you, or if you're write something in a book and show it during a video, it's so much more powerful. That's how you do a video. It's like they're compelled, but I think this is like 1980s shit. Like I was a kid in the 80s. I'm fucking older than Ray by a couple years. But this is 80s shit. Like who does this? Nobody fucking does this anymore. It's so like, fuck. We ate this shit up.
Okay. So this is the reverse.
It's like the reverse pyramid leadership. Okay, let's see how he's going to do this.
Earner blueprint. All right. And so, again, feel free to share this. Feel free to tag your teammates, etc. So let's start at the bottom with leadership. Okay, with leadership. Now, network marketing leadership is a little different. Okay, it's a little different.
Here we go.
Than other types of leadership, because I mean it's even different than my leadership, right? Because you are leading people in a manner not to impress them, but to get them to believe they can do what you are doing.
Bullshit. It is meant to lead to impress them. And it's also meant to be that you're vulnerable and that they can do it too. It's both. The contradictions exist simultaneously, side by side. You can see this in any person that's doing network marketing, like posting, especially coached by Ray. And that is exactly his leadership. Everything he does is meant to impress you. Everything is strategic. Everything he says is for a reason. It's not just him being vulnerable. He's thought about this. How can I be vulnerable? I'm showing up so you will think that how vulnerable I am. There's no authenticity here. The only authenticity is when he loses his shit. Then you can tell. You see the mask slip, you know?
Okay, I'm gonna say that again. Network marketing leadership is different than other leadership in that you are showing up in a way to get others to believe that they can do what you are doing, not to impress them, not to, have them worship you or anything.
God, his language, the loaded language, So his training it's all about duplication, that if you're a doctor, that you shouldn't say you're a doctor. If you're and there are doctors that get sucked into these pyramid schemes, or all kinds of people get sucked into these things, that you say you work at a hospital. It's about deceiving people. This is about deceiving people and to manipulate them into thinking that they can achieve what you can achieve. That's exactly what he's saying here.
Like that. But your real job is to get them to believe they can do what you're doing at whatever level you are. Okay?
I thought the real job of network marketing was to sell products, because that would mean it's not a pyramid scheme. But when your only job, your number one job as a leader is to get people to believe that they can do what you can do, which is recruiting, that's a pyramid scheme. The focus of recruiting is a pyramid scheme.
Okay. And so for Instagram, the writing's going to be backwards, guys. So if you want to join me on Facebook, you certainly.
Isn't it like the arrogance? Guys, it's going to be backwards on Instagram. Maybe you should have figured it out since you're a social media guru. It's not that difficult, Ray. You could Google it. You could Google it and you could find out. Like, you shame other people that ask you questions on Free Coaching Friday, and you don't answer their questions. The fuck did I do here? I'm like clicking around. I'm fucking all excited. I'm not getting hot though. I'm just clicking too much. This is almost an hour long and we're only 15 minutes into this. There's a lot to unpack with rank makers.
I can. Facebook.com/Ray Higdon page. And by the way, I've only really written one word on leadership, right? So you can't.
You see how it's like he blames people that are pointing out a flaw, that your presentation could be improved if you got your shit together, did a simple Google search, or had somebody on your team figure this out so it didn't appear in reverse. He used to shame us doing the 14-day challenges. Come on, guys. If you're wearing a shirt that had writing on it, or there was like anything, like a book you were holding up that you were doing a review in the 14-day challenge, he would say, you know what? You would have won. You would have, it could be so much better if you just had flipped your camera. Just Google it. Just do the mirrored search. It's not that difficult. Don't ask me how to do it because I'm too important to answer that question for you. It's like he can't even take his own advice, but he blames. It's so weird because he's blaming his audience. Just go to Facebook then.
Follow along, but if you want to read it like properly, then Facebook is right ahead of me and you can read it real easy. Okay. So does that make sense?
Oh
It's
God.
an important
He
statement.
taught us this too. He always says, does that make sense? Because then you get people to say yes, and then they're more agreeable to agreeing with every fucking thing you say. Another heavy-handed tactic.
Leadership and network marketing.
Oh, enough!
Do what you can do.
The repetition. What's the definition of posture? Quick.
That makes sense. Okay, all right. I'm gonna get some energy from you here.
Oh my God. 16 minutes and he hasn't done anything yet.
That being said, whatever you do, pay attention to this.
Oh my God.
Whatever you do for your team, they think they have to do for their team.
This is nothing new. He has told us this from day one being in Rank Makers. I don't know why he's getting so jacked up about it. It's performative. So this is another one of those contradictions. So if you decide to get a photo shoot and hire like a marketing expert and get branding done on Instagram and make it look really nice, then your team is going to think they can't possibly do this business because of what you're doing. It's not duplicatable. However, he also teaches, you'll remember this one, it doesn't matter how you get leads or prospects. It's what you do with them after. That's what duplication really is about. So if you're like this influencer that is like, you're at the top of the fucking pyramid, which you're not an influencer, but you've paid this marketing expert, you've got this really great photo shoot, your Instagram looks really good, and then you purchase ads and you have a funnel and you're getting all these leads to you. What you do as soon as those leads come in, be like, hey, did you like the video? This is going to be the reverse blueprint. What did you like about the video? You didn't like the video? This is his famed surprise, this response that he taught us over and over again in Rank Makers. That's what's duplicatable. But you see right here, it's confusing. It's again like, whatever you do, you're fucked. You're wrong. You need to keep purchasing his coaching. All roads lead back to buying more courses and coaching from Ray. That's it. If you can't read the words because they're backwards on Instagram, fuck you. Get to Facebook, you loser.
So,
holy fuck.
In your mom guilt, in your
there we go,
and perhaps it has to do with your siblings, right? So
why does he go right to women and to mothers? That's fucking interesting. You know why? Because that's who he's targeting.
Well, maybe you were the good sibling and a lot of the other siblings didn't do as well, so you created this energy of, how can I create equality? How can I have everybody feel good? Because I hate it when my brother doesn't feel good, or I hate it when my sister doesn't feel good, because of different energies that you have had throughout your life and in childhood.
You know what? I'm going to sum this up really quick for you. This is the reverse blueprint. You're going to send somebody a fucking video. You're going to try to prospect them somehow. Hey, Julie, I know we don't know each other, but I see you're in Tucson. I help people in Tucson make some extra money. Would you be open to taking a look at what I do? If not, no big deal. You're like, sure. Then you say to them, I'll send a video out to you. How soon can you watch it? And they'll ideally say Wednesday. Okay, if I check up with you on Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern time, we'll have watched it. I'll get back to you. Oh, yes, I will. And then you follow this fucking blueprint. You can't see, it's all like whitewashed or whatever. And then you say, did you watch the video? And they'll be like, yes, I watched it. And then you say, what did you like best about it? And they say, it was a piece of shit. And you're like, wow, really? Okay, let me just step back for a second. Normally people like it. I'm just curious. Why did you watch the video? I got you, you fucker. That's what he does this shit. Or if they say, this is the flow chart. Why is that? Oh, what did you like best about it? Oh, I really like the time, money, freedom. Why is that important to you? Tell me more about that. This is where it's going. Google the closing blueprint. You could watch my video on YouTube and you could just take a screenshot of it. You could still be in network marketing. There's your closing blueprint. I'll save you time and humiliation and being spoken to in this contemptuous way.
It's very common for you to think, okay, how can I make everyone on my team successful? How can I make everyone on my team successful?
That's because you teach that. And the network marketing industry deceptively teaches that too. But it's a mathematical impossibility. If you actually looked at real statistics instead of quoting some fucking guy with real estate saying how many people bought a course, dude, have you ever fucking actually looked at the statistics? No, because then you'd lose your paycheck. People don't want to face up. And there's that expression, if a man's income depends on the lie, he'll just keep on believing the lie. Oh, there I'm clicking again. Sorry.
And so it's a type of mom guilt. It's a type of responsibility, duty.
Why not dad guilt? Why is it mom guilt? He targeted a woman that was a single stay-at-home mom. He loves that expression too. Single stay-at-home mom on one of his free coaching Friday videos and picked out her comment to highlight and respond to. Out of all the groups of people, all of the examples he could choose, he's choosing to use those two words, mom guilt. This is how the manipulation is done. This is the masterclass on manipulation right here.
And so some people will never do the steps needed to get to leadership because they don't believe in themselves as a leader.
So leadership, he's equating leadership with being at the top of your compensation plan or the top of your pyramid, the top of your multi-level marketing company, where it's, in fact, it's the business model ensures that over 99% of people have to fail. They lose money. You have a better chance of gambling than making money in the multi-level marketing industry. That's a statistic. Those are facts. So it's not mindset. That's why this is fraud. It says believing in yourselves and getting coaching and leadership and doing affirmations and praying to Jesus has nothing to do with getting you to the top of your pyramid scheme or the multi-level marketing company that you're in. This is deceptive.
Okay. You'll never become something that you don't think is the right.
God, any rank maker would have just finished that sentence off right now. He'd always say, you'll never become that which you despise. I was like, oh, he's going to say it, but he didn't. He's like, oh. So there's like a change of this one.
Fit for you. Okay. How do I say this differently? So some of you aren't making a lot of money because you think having a lot of money means going to the country club and you don't want to dress like that and you would feel out of place.
What the fuck? That's why you don't have a lot of money. It's just because of that reason.
Some of you aren't making a lot of money because you look around your friends and family members and you know it would just be such a headache if you were wealthy. They would ask you for money. They would. The
fucking privilege and being so completely delusional and out of touch with reality. Holy shit. Can you imagine? Like, have you ever, he has never gone and seen anybody apart from visiting people, almost like they're zoo animals, like people that are in poverty or the homeless, mental health issues. People living in communities that have one industry and then it goes. Lumber communities, coal, all kinds. There's limited job. It has nothing to do with that. This is the mindset, but this is the mind fuckery. This is what network marketing does to you. This is the master class in manipulation right here. Everything that you do, the reason why you're not a success is it has everything to do with your mindset and you're self-sabotaging, and he's going to help you not to self-sabotage.
But, you know, they would try to, you know, they would bring you down, right? It's kind of easier. It's kind of easier to just fit in at family reunions, right? Not be the shining star, because, you know, the shining star, you know, the others will gang up on. Okay.
I think this is all projection. I think a lot of, like, looking through, like, now I see it. I see that.
And so for those that do get past those kind of hurdles and do get into leadership, but then they fall into mom guilt, then they fall into how do I?
That's 3 times he has said mom guilt. He repeats shit for a reason. So he's using now mom guilt tied in with faith-based manipulation. And I know there's already, like, he's coaching a group of women, this faith-based shit. So watch, keep your eyes peeled for that. That's an interesting development.
Be the greatest leader ever. You know what? I'm going to wash their cars. I'm going to bring them dinners. I'm going to spend, I'm just going to answer the phone anytime they call.
You know what? This is the thing, this contemptuous arrogance of this man. The people that get involved into network marketing, and there's a lot of leaders that are, you know, at the top, if you want to call them leaders, at the top of their compensation plans, they really care about people. They don't talk about their teams like this. They're not wanting to wash their cars or answer their phones. They're there when their spouse passes away, or they've had bad shit happen in their lives. They actually care about people through this weird filter of transactional relationships. Our identities are buried underneath this cult identity. So this weird way of how it's basically he's attacking women that are at the top of these network marketing companies that are making a lot of money, that feel they need to do everything for their team, by now linking it with being a mom and having mom guilt. Fuck, this is gross to see this.
Oh, I'm going to be the greatest leader of all time. But when you do that, and the person dials you at midnight, and you're like, hello, hey, great leader here. How are you?
He
Hey
said
there.
the same shit for 5 years.
Oh, I'm more than happy to talk. Yeah, my kids, hey, put yourself to bed. Yeah, I'm just putting the kids to bed. What's going on? How can I help you, sweetie?
You know what's funny is that this is how he expects his employees and his coaches to behave. He says jump, and they're supposed to say how high. This whole spoof, this whole parody of how he's like, he really has a low opinion of women, doesn't he? How a woman is going to be picking up the phone and being there for her teammate who is being gaslit and being brainwashed and wanting to meet their goals and attending an event. Maybe it's online and super stressed out because it's at the end of the month and they can't get their new customers' order through the website because lo and behold, the site has crashed because the multi-level marketing company's products are so amazing. We broke the internet again, you guys. And you had said, call me anytime. This is an important part, a time for you. You're in Smart Start. And he's just fucking mocking. That's why. Because it's supposed to be a family.
You're actually sabotaging them because they don't want to do that. They don't want to be on call 24 hours a day.
They don't.
That sounds ridiculous to them.
No, and it might sound ridiculous to you too, because your coaches and your employees don't want to be on call either.
So whatever you do for your team, they think they have to do for their team. So some of you are too good of leaders, and you literally spend too much.
This is old training. He's talked about this. The 5 years I was in Rank Makers, nothing new yet. The same thing, except he's found Jesus, and the Holy Spirit has shown this to him. And he never said that it showed it to him 5 years ago. You can take any of these trainings. It's like a globe. Put it on a globe, spin it, close your eyes, and just point at it. It's the same shit. He has no new material except the fucking project pipeline, fucking profit projection posture. Fuck.
personal time with each and every individual, regardless of if they earned it, regardless of if they're hungry, regardless if they're doing work or not. And so it actually is sabotaging them. Now, it may be appeasing your mom guilt. It may be appeasing
4 times.
Or, that piece of you that feels self-conscious that not everyone, that you're making money off others, right? And not everyone is making money.
A lot of this stuff too is that we didn't even believe this stuff, but because of his like histrionics and I don't know. It's like we're in a cult, so we just believe it. We just adopt this as truth. But if you sit back and you start thinking, or you critically think, you're like, I never even fucking thought that. Nobody thinks this. He thinks this. This is all projection. And he puts it on us and we like eat it up. 5 years my head was up my ass. I just believed all this stuff. Oh.
Right? And so, but in that effort to be the best leader ever of all time.
Again, just to like cut it short, what he's trying to say is that it's not empowering people to act independently by being available for them all the time. I fucking said it in one sentence. But that's not what his point is. His point isn't to actually help you grow in your network marketing business. His point is to get you to spend more money and to create dependency. That's why he's used the phrase mom guilt 4 times and counting. You're going to find your Achilles heel, your weak point, the place where you doubt yourself. There's going to be something. The hook for me was some people are addicted to feeling sorry for themselves. And for some reason I'm like, oh my God, that's exactly me. And that's bullshit. But that was the fucking hook. And so mom guilt is his current hook. He's thrown that out there and he's dangling it.
Are sabotaging people. So literally people say, oh my God, thank you so much. And they'll hang up.
You're sabotaging people. You're supposed to help them in the network marketing industry. But then if they call you for help and they don't know what to do, then you're like, no, you should figure it out on your own. There's resources in our back office because that's what a true leader does. Because this is the same shit.
And their husband will say, hey, who is that? And they're like, oh, it was my upline. And oh man, I never want to be her. Ugh. Can you imagine random people calling you at midnight? And you just pick up all happy and stuff. Like, oh God, never want to do that. So you have to understand a couple things. Okay. You have to understand systems.
Fucking systems.
You have to, and
fucking systems. It's supposed to be so easy. Somebody in grade 3 could do it. That's what he would say. See if they're open, give them an out. But that doesn't make people to continue to buy courses. How fucking hard is this? Network marketing is supposed to be so easy that anybody can do it, but you have to work hard. But the systems, it's just another word to just obfuscate the shape of the pyramid scheme.
Hey, if you have a system, hey, do you have a system? And everyone say, oh yeah, we got a system, tried and true, awesome stuff, awesome sauce, it's amazing. Systems, babies.
And this is another thing. He always has to mock anybody in this weird voice. If he changes his voice, it's going to diminish people because he can't make a point without mocking someone or diminishing them. It's just what he does. He's done this. I wonder if he's done this for longer. I mean, 5 years I was in rank makers and I've been out a year. Same shit, except it's amplified now.
And you think a system is just how you introduce people to your company.
What is it? What is it?
That's part of a system. It's not a full system.
Oh, you're going to tell me what the full system is. I bet you the full system encounters mindset and self-sabotage. He gets like fucking aggro. So you're kind of like into it, but he's not saying anything. It's refreshing to see this on this side. I've been out for just over a year now. So keep that in mind. If you're a rank maker and you're like, holy fuck, I could never speak out. It's okay. You don't ever have to, but healing, sharing your stories with other people, not necessarily in rank makers, but it helps. There's more and more of us, but even connecting with other people that have left high control groups, it's so healing. And you don't have to work. You don't have to like work at healing. You just kind of time heals as well. So, so I just wanted to say that for you.
Is how do people in your organization, regardless of how many generations away from you, how do they get their questions answered? How do they know when to contact support? How do they know where to plug people into? Okay.
This is supposed to just come from your multi-level marketing company, and every multi-level marketing company has this now. I don't know when it was, like, how long ago, how many years it's been. Has it been 15 years or 10 years? I don't know. No, it must be, I don't know how many years ago it was since Ray's even built a network marketing business. I don't know if he sold it in 2016 or something like that. So it wouldn't be CB. I don't know. But all multi-level marketing companies have these systems in place. This isn't something that he's invented. This is what they say, how easy it is for you to do. And they do lay it out.
How do they know how to get started? How do they know?
They have a fast start period. They have intro videos. They have uplines that say, join us in this first training. They even have like Zoom calls put on by the companies. This is all in every single company. It's already happening. This is why nobody's going to your event, because everybody knows this shit. And you can only milk a fucking cow long enough. And then they're like, no more.
How to plug people in? How do they know where to get their questions answered? How can, and you have an issue with leadership. If I say, okay, how would it feel after you do a little celebration, possibly, some of you wouldn't even do this, but if you added 10,000 people tomorrow to your organization.
Oh my God, this is the same shit.
Will your systems manage that? Because the company will.
He said the same thing. I can't even believe this. If you suddenly recruited 10,000 people to your network marketing company, your network marketing company could do it. They've got their back office. People are getting their orders. But how are you going to train them? You better have, I'm shocked. I'm just so over. 10,000 people. How could I possibly be speaking to that many people to give them that one-on-one personal experience of customer service, of linking arms, of being personally mentored by, how could I possibly handle 10,000 people that would want to lock arms and run into 2023 and crush it like a rock star and work this business, even if they're just only have an 80% desire level? Oh my God. I think the only answer is to keep paying money to rank makers.
If you had 10,000 people to your company tomorrow, guess what? The product will still go out. The service will still get turned on. The checks will still get cut.
This is the same shit.
And yeah, in this weird, world
I should sell this course. I could fucking teach this course in a faster time.
With government-induced, inventory issues and government-induced lackage and inflation, all of it's government-induced.
Wait, Ray, I thought it wasn't good to blame. I thought that you would manifest things, that you just deal with adversity. You're supposed to think like a CEO. If you have a shortage or if somebody's going to return a product or your website is crashing, that you don't blame it. You just do it. You just deal with it.
Right? Yeah, there can be some issues right now with shipping or something like that. But for the most part, add 10,000 tomorrow, company's going to be fine. So if they're going to be fine, why aren't you going to be fine? And
because there's something wrong with you.
If your system is anyone that joins your organization you spend an hour with, you are creating sabotage because none of them want to do that. Does that make sense?
No, it doesn't. You're full of shit. And this is erroneous. And it goes counter to what the multi-level marketing industry teaches. And even people you have mentored, people who have mentored you, who've written books as well. Everybody that is a network marketing coach is an author. Like, Google them. They don't want to be known as a network marketing coach. They want to be known as an author. So that's total bullshit. You need to spend time with people, the ones that want to grow. This is what he taught. Throw fire, put coal on the fire or whatever the fuck it is, something like that, So by be acting like you're so important as if you had 10,000 people that signed up with you the next day. It creates this toxic environment where you're too busy to help. And it's so fucking confusing and stressful when you're in a network marketing company. You don't understand the compensation plan. And you're told you don't need to. It'll make sense as you keep going. If you ask a question, you're meant to like search for it on your own. And then you have this guy telling you that you're actually you're not helping your people by sitting down with them and explaining something an hour. Of course, you're not going to sit down with 10,000 people an hour each. Like, fuck off. It's so obvious now. But the disdain with which he talks to people and saying this mom guilt, enough with the fucking women shaming. This is not okay.
So for leadership, here are some principles around leadership. Number one, the best thing you can do for your team.
He's fucking mad with that side eye. It's like fucking slappy. If you follow me on TikTok, I would do these emoji games. Fucking slappy, just side eye. Fucking side-eyed Instagram. Poor Instagram. Oh my God.
It doesn't mean ignore the existing. It doesn't mean they're less than or they're dead to you, right? The best thing you can do for your team is build a new one. Show them what you wish they were doing.
Again, same thing. The best thing you can do for your team is to build another one. But he has, he's so confused with saying his own bullshit for years and years and years that he's missed the bridge, why this makes sense, because this doesn't make any sense. So why he's training this is that if your team, so he's moved from people, if 10,000 people signed up with you suddenly, you better have your systems in place. What would you do if everybody wanted to rock it and you can't have an hour conversation with each person? Then he's leapt to like he's saying you're sabotaging people by helping them. Then he's leapt as the best thing that you can do for your team is build a new one. Now, when I was in Rank Makers, and if you were in Rank Makers too, you're going to remember this, is this training was about if you're one leg of your team or there's like a big part of your team, say they quit, another leader leaves for another company, something happens and you're fucked. You lose rank. So then what you do is you show up anyway. You build a new team to inspire everybody else, seeing you like, oh my God, they lost this leader. They lost all these ranks, but they're still going to show up and look at that. If they can do it, I can do it. That's when this makes sense. But the way he hasn't even connected this. This could also be affecting his bottom line because he's not conveying his information, his own trainings properly, which his own trainings are fucking irrelevant anyway. And they don't make any sense, but this really doesn't make sense.
That's number one. Number two, understand that whatever you do for your team, they think they have to do for their team. And they don't want to do a lot. Okay? You are introducing them to a platform. You're introducing, because there's a lot of people out there in the world that would like to make more money, but they don't know how. They don't have the entrepreneurial spirit to start their own business. They don't have the creativity to just whip up art on Etsy, right? They don't have the capital to start a restaurant or start some franchise where you need at least 40 grand, 50 grand, a couple $100,000, right? And so you just have to have a little bit of entrepreneurial spirit to join network marketing. It's a little bit, because you don't have to do the research. You don't have to figure out the supply chain management,
He's just condensing, or no, he's not condensing. He's putting all his fucking training into this. And it's like just grabbing shit and like throwing it in. It's so weird because on the Ray dailies, he would go live every day in Rank Makers. Each one of these things he's saying would be a topic. And then like it would be a training. But he's like grabbing shit. That's why it's not making any sense. So now he's selling network marketing. Like this is the reason why network marketing is the number one lowest cost, lowest overhead way for the average ordinary person to start a home business. That was another thing he'd say all the time. Fuck. It's like nobody needs to be convinced right now. Just get on with your training. 24 minutes. Where's this fucking blueprint?
resources, customer support, right? You should be leaning on your company more for that than just you doing all of it. Because when you do all of it, then you're also sabotaging.
Oh,
And so you don't have to figure out currency conversion. You don't have to figure out how to launch in a new company or the legality of crossing state lines. You don't have to figure out the only thing you got to figure out is who you gonna talk to, which we'll get to. We're not there yet.
we know.
You sabotage leadership. You can study prospecting. You can study recruiting. You can study closing. You can study follow up till you're blue in the face, till you're vomiting.
Oh, he's getting agitated now. Can you imagine what this angle is like? So he's like looking like this, and then he's like looking at this. Wouldn't it be fucking awesome to have like from the side or something, like from a distance where you just see it's just like fucking like it'd be like this. See if I'm like just sideways like this. Like that would look fucking awesome. Oh god. From another angle.
You can just, like Clockwork Orange, just put toothpicks on your eyes and just watch recruiting. And you can watch it for 8 hours a day. You ain't going to do it. You're not going to stick with it because
what the fuck are you talking about?
Who you don't think you are. Drop a 3 if you got that. Sabotage from becoming who you don't think you are.
What the fuck? What does it mean? I am so glad I'm out. And if you're watching this and you're out, congratulations on getting out. Holy fuck. What were we part of? Drop a 3. The Western economic diversification of the rational large intestine is equally proportional to that of the velocity of the small intestine, according to that of the pancreas. Drop a 9, if that made sense.
Drop a 3 if you get it. 2 if you get it, I'll continue on.
If 2 of you get it.
Anyone get that?
If 4 of you get it, then I'll continue on. Otherwise, fuck you. I'm too fucking important. Because you know what? Only no unwholesome things, please. I'm not going to waste my time. Because you know what? I'm going to be sabotaging you. Because I'm important. I'm fucking a prophet. Fuck.
You'll sabotage. You will sabotage becoming the person you don't think you are. You don't
what
think you're
the
a leader?
fuck does that mean? You're going to sabotage the person you don't think you are. Stop. Just stop.
Guess what you won't do? You won't do the work. That will force you into a place that you don't belong, that you don't feel you belong. Okay?
Jesus Christ, did I just do the same expression he did? I know I'm pausing this a lot. I have to. I feel like I have to do this to give you the context of what it's like to be a rank maker and to pick out every single thing that he's doing. It's not enough just to sit and watch it. I don't think. I don't know. Fuck, maybe I should. I know people get irritated when people keep pausing it and commenting, but like I've got a lot to say and I'm just trying to find the way to get this information out there,
So leadership is not that complicated.
You're making it complicated.
Your number one activity, bring new people in, period. Show people what you wish they were doing. Number 1. Number 2, have systems in place. Where are you spending too much personal time with an individual that is not duplicatable? So how can you get better at that? So as I was learning this stuff, I started making more videos. So
here we go.
It took me a little slow on the uptake, but about the 4th or 5th person that asked me, hey, how do you reach out to people on social media? And I'm like, well, and I'm like, wait.
Another thing that he taught us forever and ago in Rank Makers. This is not new. 2017, he's been saying this same fucking training. It took me a while. When somebody keeps asking you a question, then make a video and then tag them and direct them to it. So you don't have to keep answering the same question over and over again. Nothing has been fucking new here except him being called by God and being shown this, which I don't know what he's been shown, because this is the exact same thing that we've all seen.
I need to just do a video for this because I'm tired of repeating it. And then when I made a video for it, all of a sudden it was duplicatable. All of a sudden, people could watch that video over and over and over, rewind it, replay it, they understood.
But yet, according to him, then everybody that sees what you do thinks they have to do it. So they think that they also need to make a video. But you see how he's like, well, no, I don't mean that. I mean, you've made the video, so you've made it easier for them. So then you can just direct people to the video. But it's another contradiction.
But and all of a sudden, I lessened my time, which lessened their time that they thought it would take as a leader. So you need to protect this place. If you're the leader that's impressing everybody, hey, look at my charisma, look at my accolades, right? If that's you, then people are going to think, well, I could never be her, I can never be him, I can't do that, or I don't want to do that. If you're spending too much time with them. Okay, helpful? All right, let's get into closing.
See, the rage is always there, right underneath the surface.
This
It fucking comes out.
you reverse. Dang it. Why can't I write this? There we go. That says closing. It looks terrible, but it says closing. And Instagram, y'all are backwards. I know. Either hop over to Facebook if you like, or...
This is the thing. You're backwards. They're not backwards. Your writing is actually fucking backwards. This is like, they're not backwards. Your writing is backwards. It's not their fault that your writing is backwards. You're backwards, not them. This is fucking wild.
All right, so next would be up the chain, right? We're going up the chain. Closing. Okay. So there's several factors with this. Number one, the majority of people that you talk to, but you don't get on your product, service, or opportunity, you're not helping. Let me say that again.
You always say everything again. Because this is this manipulative tactic. It's always the same fucking thing. Oh, and it's like, let me say that again, because it's so profound. I need to say it multiple times in order for you to understand it. And I'm going to be super dramatic. I'm extra. I'm fucking extra. Listen to what I have to say.
You talk to, but you don't get them to commit. You don't get them on your product. You don't get them on your service. You don't get them in your opportunity. You're not actually helping. So I know, especially as a speaker, man, it would be so cool if I could just give a speech and people are just like, yeah, man, this makes sense. And they go and implement all of it and they execute and they completely transform their life. But the chances of that happening in one speech, very, very, very rare, if ever. And so I'll share with you
oh my God.
I'll share with you a story real quick. So there was a time where
this video is like the 5 years of my life I spent in rank makers. Maybe that's what it has to be. This is the way it's turning out. Everything is in this fucking video. I was called to this video. I wanted to find a video that would be the perfect video to react to. And lo and behold, here I am, reversing.
It was 255 pounds, right? That's 60 pounds heavier than I am right now. I'm probably like $195 right now. And so 60 pounds heavier, pudge. And I remember one of the things that spurned me for me to lose weight is I was working for Collier County government. I was in the IT department.
Okay, now what the fuck? Aside from, Pudge, like he's lost weight now. And so now he's talking about a time that's probably 20 years ago. This was also, I think I remember this story, but he'd always talk about when he's in this county clerk office and he had this amazing boss. It was a woman. It was actually a woman he respected. That was his boss, from the stories I remember. He'd always tell us these stories. So this is before he was in network marketing. So how in the hell is this that he's just lost weight now? So he's been like nursing this resentment for 20 years and now he's lost weight. Like, what the fuck?
And there was actually, which is uncommon, there was another Ray in the same department. Okay. So I'm at this building that I was helping. I was working with wastewater or something like that, code enforcement or something. I was working in this building, and the secretaries didn't know I was there. So I was working on this computer, and the secretary.
Oh, I do remember this story.
And the one girl who didn't know I was there said, "Hey,
can you fucking imagine this guy? Somebody said something bad about him 20 years ago, and he's still fucking milking this story." You know what's funny too is he talks a lot about resentment. Like he'll say, "Oh, this is what happens when you have resentment." It's like, it's all projection. This is fucking wild. Like if you think back, like who fucking cares? Like you think back to that somebody cut you off in traffic. Like he fucking probably writes this shit down. He's making live videos about this.
Ray from IT came by to see you. And she said, "Oh, which one?" And she said, "The fat one."
And that's not funny. It's not okay. I mean, I get like that's not okay. People talking about you like that, can be incredibly hurtful and it can stick with you. It's a really shitty thing for them to have said that about him and being like, "Oh, that's really fucking horrible," However, he's using this to manipulate people. Everything is done to manipulate people. Mom guilt, mom guilt, mom guilt. Now he's talking about fat. Wonder when he'll talk about bellies.
I mean, because the other guy was in very good shape. So it was obvious it was about me, right? And that, spurned, sad face. And so
It's really uncomfortable because you can see it really bothers him. And that's okay, to have these feelings. What's disturbing is that it's like pretending that nothing bothers him. And then it's like, that's the coaching that he does. So we all emulate that kind of behavior. And then you have these leaders of these teams that are like taking this persona on too, where it's like making fun of how something hurt you in the past and acting like it doesn't bother you when everybody can see it's transparent. It's really manipulative,
I lost 50 pounds. And, that was part of it. I had another friend that kind of made fun of me, and that there were a couple things, right? And because most of my life, I've been an I'll show you kind of guy. I'll show you. So the best thing you could do is doubt me.
We've heard this too.
Gatorade,
oh my God, not the fucking haterade is my Gatorade. I'm just waiting for him to define posture. Please make it happen. He's fucking hitting every point. This video is incredible. And then he's going to go on to, but then I started to learn about my mindset because then I'm at a certain level and I can't rise above this level. I can only, because I achieved this one level by showing everybody. You doubt me, haterade is my Gatorade. The more followers you get, the more you're growing, the more hate you're going to get. But then I realized I had to get to the next level. I couldn't use that hate and that I'll show you to propel me. I had to find a new motive. That's that fucking training.
You don't think I can do it? Right? That's most of my life I've been that way. And so I lose 50 pounds. And I remember I was talking with this guy, young dude, young buck. I mean, he's probably 20 years old at the time. And he's big boy. I mean, he was heavy.
You were fucking 20 years old at the time. What the fuck are you talking about? Because this story is from a long time ago. What the fuck? I'm confused. But I was always confused in rank makers.
Like a Chevy. And he's like, dude, how'd you lose so much weight, man? How'd you lose so much weight? And I'm like, dude, yeah, man, I'm passionate about it. You know, I'm happy to share with you. And so I spend like 45 minutes sharing with him, you know, I bring this in to eat for lunch, and I park far away, and I take the stairs, and I do this, and do that. And I shared all these different things. And, you know, I'm like, yeah, man, I feel good, bro. I feel good about this. And so I go back to my cubicle, and I'm like, oh, you know what? I forgot to tell him something. So I walk back. He's eating Fritos.
Wow. How fucking entitled is that, Ray? That you think that just by sharing a story should completely transform somebody's behavior. That's entitlement. That's a fucking pattern of behavior right there. And you're going to tell a story mocking him right now? Do you not see the irony of that? Of someone calling you fat and laughing? And now you're saying, oh, he's eating Fritos after you told him? It's just shame. It's just shame. This isn't a motivational or an inspirational story. This is depressing that you feel importance of telling the story about a guy that listened to you and then he's eating Fritos. I'd eat fucking Fritos too.
He's just like, oh, hey. And he knew he was like busted, but like.
Why is he busted? What, after you talk to him, he's immediately supposed to change all his behavior? That's not how these things work. Fucking arrogance. My God. This is why you see this spiritual manipulation now coupled with this level of entitlement and zero accountability. This is why it's so dangerous. Rank makers see right fucking through this shit. The ones that have woken up and have gotten out. And more are.
You know, who am I? Like, who am I to bust him, right? He didn't agree to anything. I didn't sign him up for anything.
Exactly.
I didn't put him on a program.
So then why are you acting like that?
That's my point. So you doing an amazing speech, you doing a wonderful conversation, you having a great communication with someone, but you don't get them snapped into something that they can plug into over and over and over again and fire and wire new thoughts and get around new people and upgrade their, you know, who they're around.
This story makes no fucking sense. Because if you talk to them and inspire them, what are you going to do with the guy eating Fritos? You need to plug him into a program so he's going to work out every day. Like, how are you going to make that happen? You're going to like drive him to the gym, pick him up every day and make and cook for him, buy all his fucking glass mason jars and have everything in alkalinized water or whatever the fuck bullshit. But yet with network marketing, don't talk to them one-on-one for an hour. Just plug them into a system. And because the system exists, because the gym exists, because these a personal trainer exists, it will just happen. This doesn't even make any sense. But this is another, it's the same training. I remember this Frito story now.
You're not changing their life. So if you don't take the care and the heart to learn closing, then you're just kind of running around pretending. Help people.
What the fuck? This is not closing. You're just running around kind of pretending to help people. That's true. That's exactly what he's doing.
Kind of running around pretending to help. Like, yeah, I've had a lot of conversations, right? Now, don't get me wrong. This doesn't mean to choke someone out. This doesn't mean to say, hey, join my business.
Why the fuck is it so violent all the time?
Idiot, right? I'm not saying that. That makes no damn sense. But if you don't take the heart and the care to learn closing, then you're really just kind of pretending. You're just going through the motions. It's kind of like, yeah, I'm hitting my numbers.
Okay. I think this is an hour 49. I'm going to do a part 2. And maybe I'll let it play more and see how that goes. Because this is a lot. And I don't know the best way to do this. And I know, like I said, this is my first time doing a StreamYard reaction to a video that was being played. And I want to give you all the information that I know about Ray and rank makers, because I'm really terrified about what's going on. I'm really concerned about my friends that are still in rank makers. And I'm really concerned about the people who have left, and they feel really ashamed and they don't know where to even start to heal from something like this. A lot of people don't get therapy because they can't afford it. And they think, is it wrong for me to think of this as trauma? Like, people don't know what the fuck is going on. They're confused. And I want to give as much information as possible. I recognize that by pausing the video over and over and over again, it can be working at cross purposes because it's not letting it play. So this was my first go. I'm going to do part 2 and see how that goes. Thank you for being here. And if you're a rank maker that is exiting, you've exited, maybe you're starting to wake up and ask questions, this video is for you. And I want you to know that you're not alone, that all the strange feelings that you're going to be experiencing, that maybe you're experiencing right now, being confused, being embarrassed, being fucking angry, being depressed, grieving, rage. It's happening. These are the feelings that we're supposed to feel, not all this weird toxic positivity and worship of Ray. I really suggest getting into therapy. We've been part of a commercial cult, and it's a fucking weird experience. Of course, not everybody's going to have these same experiences, but if you're watching this video, there's a good fucking chance that you're like a lot of us. And if you're a play to win contestant, I'm so sorry what you've gone through, and what Ray and Jessica did to you is so fucking wrong. It should never have happened to you. And you're not alone. There's a lot of people that are really pissed off about what's going on and what we've experienced and how we've been scammed. All right. That was a fucking doozy. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.